There is a friend you genuinely like, a good person, kind, funny, no drama, and every time you see them you leave a little emptier than you arrived. You cannot explain it. There was no fight, no slight, nothing you could point to and call wrong, and yet you feel wrung out and quietly guilty about it. You start dreading the plans a little. Not because you dislike them, you do not, but some part of you already knows how tired you will be after, and then the guilt arrives right on schedule. What is wrong with me? They did nothing. Why does spending time with a friend feel like a job? If you have a friendship that drains you for no reason, you can name and you feel like a bad person for noticing this video is for you. Because the story we are handed is simple. If a friendship is hard, someone must be at fault. Either they are toxic or you are cold and ungrateful. But that story misses something. A friendship can be draining even when both people are good, kind, and doing nothing wrong at all. And here is why. Not all connection is created equal. Psychologists who study relationships talk about the quality of social support, not just the quantity of it. Being around people is not automatically restoring. Some interactions fill you up. Others quietly withdraw from an account you did not know was open. Here is the reversal. A draining friendship is usually not a sign that someone did something wrong. It is a sign that the exchange is out of balance. The clearest form of that imbalance has a name: reciprocity. The quiet back and forth of giving and receiving that keeps a friendship feeling mutual. In a balanced friendship, care flows both ways. You listen, they listen. You show up, they show up. Nobody is keeping score because the score stays even. In an unbalanced one, you are the listener, the giver, the one who asks the questions. And somehow the questions never quite make their way back to you. You leave those visits knowing everything about their week and realizing they did not ask a single thing about yours. And you did not even notice at the time. That is not toxicity. They are not a villain. Some people simply take up more room or never learn to ask or are going through a season of need. But your nervous system keeps the books even when your conscience will not. Give without receiving for long enough and the account runs dry. There's a second reason, and it has nothing to do with fault. Sometimes the drain is not about them at all. It is about your own social energy. If you are introverted or highly sensitive, socializing spends a real physical resource no matter how much you love the person across from you. You can adore a friend and still be depleted by 3 hours of talking because the depletion is not about affection. It is about your wiring. An extrovert might leave that same coffee energized. You leave needing a dark room and total silence. Neither of you did anything wrong. There is a third layer, subtler still. Some friendships ask you to perform a version of yourself that is not quite you, and performing is exhausting. Maybe with this friend, you are always the upbeat one, the funny one, the steady one, and keeping that mask on, even a friendly mask, quietly wears you down. You are not being fake. You are being who the friendship expects. But if you never get to be tired, unsure, or real with them, the effort adds up. So the drain can come from 3 places: an unbalanced exchange, your own social battery, or a role you are performing. Often it is a mix of all 3. And none of them make you a bad friend. They make you a person with limits, which is the only kind of person there is. But here is the shadow side, and it deserves honesty, because unnamed draining does real damage over time to you and to the friendship. When you cannot name why a friendship tires you, you do the worst possible thing with it. You blame yourself and you keep pushing through. You override the tiredness. You say yes when you have nothing left. You show up depleted, give from empty, and resent it in a way you would never admit. And that quiet resentment poisons the very friendship you were trying to protect. The drain you ignored turns into a distance neither of you understands. There is another trap. Because nobody did anything wrong, you feel you have no right to change anything. So you keep pouring into a cup with a crack in it. You confuse loyalty with self-erasure. You think a good friend never gets tired, never needs less, never adjusts the terms. And that belief slowly drains you dry. So let me draw the distinction that sets you free, because this is the part that matters most, and it is gentler than you might expect. A draining friendship is not automatically a bad friendship. And noticing the drain does not mean you have to end anything. It means you have information. There is a difference between a friendship that is wrong and a friendship that is simply mismatched or unbalanced or more than your current energy can hold. One asks to be released, the other just asks to be adjusted. And most of the time, adjustment not ending is what a draining friendship actually needs. So what does adjusting look like? Sometimes it is smaller doses, an hour instead of an afternoon, a walk instead of a long dinner, less so you can stay warm, Sometimes it is changing the shape. You love this friend one-on-one, but drown in the group or the opposite. You can choose the version that does not empty you. Sometimes it is gently rebalancing the exchange. Not with a lecture, but by taking up a little more room. Sharing your week, letting yourself be the one who needs. A good friend given the chance will often rise to meet that. Many people take without noticing simply because you never gave them a reason to look up. And sometimes honestly adjusting means letting a friendship become smaller in your life without a fight, without a verdict, just a quiet change of altitude. Not every friendship has to be close forever. Some are meant for a season. Letting one gently downshift is not betrayal. It is just being honest about capacity. None of this requires deciding anyone is bad. That is the whole freeing point. You can honor a friendship and yourself without assigning any blame at all. You are allowed to protect your energy and love your friends